Good morning. It is 5 o'clock in the morning. It is Thursday, April something, the 20th, I think. And I just had a dream, had a nightmare about Aria. And I wanted to share it with you guys. And I woke up crying. I wanted to share it with you guys, and also just to share this with the world and let people know that this is one of the reasons why I want to make this movie for our children. And in my dream, I was hanging out with a high school buddy of mine. Her name is Shatara Perez, and maybe I'll tag her. But it's not really important who I was with, but I was with her and a bunch of friends that I don't know. And it was a birthday party, I guess, because there were lots and lots and lots of kids and a few grown-ups. A few grown-ups had stayed behind with the kids, and myself and like 3 other adults hopped in the car, and we were headed to the grocery store, I guess, to get some stuff for the birthday party. And I guess in my joy and my excitement, I forgot that I had a child who needs someone who knows her by her side at all times. So we literally, in my dream, we got in the car, we hopped in the car, our spirits were high, we were laughing and stuff like that. And then my heart sank because I realized that I hadn't said, like, Layla, watch your sister, or designated an adult who I thought could handle Aria and who knew to watch her like every second. Aria has global developmental delay. So she's delayed physically and mentally. She's delayed globally in all areas. And although she has been healed of her hearing loss, she is legally blind. She has lots of vision, but her vision is not perfect, and her vision changes. And one of my biggest concerns is that, and my mom and I laugh and we say that she walks like Mr. Magoo. I don't know if you've seen Mr. Magoo walking, but he just walks. He just, regardless of danger, he could walk into the ocean and just not even know it. And that is how Aria walks. And although it's funny to see with Mr. Magoo, it's terrifying to be her caretaker. Not just for me, but just for people who have the responsibility of watching her. It's very terrifying. So, in the dream, I remember remembering that she was not being watched in this house full of children and just people who don't have a clue about her. And I told the driver to turn around, and I remember the anxiety that I felt in the dream, and how I wish that I could just take the wheel. And we hadn't gone far at all, but how I wish I could just take the wheel and hurry up and get back to my baby. And in the dream, we pulled up. And there was an ambulance in front of the house. And I guess even in the dream, I can say, but God. Because the ambulance, although it was parked in front of the house, so I went inside and I was like frantically looking for Aria, and there was a baby. So the door was open for whatever reason too, I don't know, and which made me further think that the emergency personnel were in the house. But the door was open, the front door, and there was one of the little kids, one of the babies, and he was like slouched over in the chair. And I thought maybe something happened to him, but then he opened his eyes and he was fine. And then I just like was like, okay, cool, he's good. Where's Aria? And I saw what seemed like thousands of kids before I saw her, and she was just fine. She was just fine. And then God must have jolted me out of my dream, because that was the end of it. But I woke up crying. I'm still crying. I'm probably gonna call my mom later and cry. But long story short, a friend of mine who I don't know personally on Facebook the other day, she said, oh, that's so nasty. Oh, sorry guys. I'm not gonna edit this movie at all. Yes, I wiped it on my front porch. A friend of mine on Facebook who I don't know, she posted the other day and she said, I realized 3 years ago, I don't know what happened with her, but she said, I realized 3 years ago that no one is going to look out for the safety of my children except for me. And she was talking about like being in a public space and her child walking into danger, and how people are just like, oh, well, that's her responsibility. And this is her perception, but they were just like, it's her responsibility, and we're gonna mind our own business. And so I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I guess she was just kind of expressing her anger about that. But I know that, and this is almost the end of the video because I'm running out of time to record, but before I had a child with disabilities, the world of disabilities was completely invisible to me. And I would approach my day with these people around me, and I thought that it was best if I did not speak to them or look at them, because I didn't want to offend them, because they know they're different. And I didn't want for my facial expression or my tone or my words to say, I know you're different too. And so I would just ignore them everywhere I went, into the grocery store and stuff like that. So, moral of the story, I want to create a movie where the world does not have to feel like they need to operate with and amongst a population of people that are invisible to them. And when I'm out and about, I want people to be able to help me with Aria and know who she is, and feel comfortable with the fact that she's different. And yeah, I don't even know where else to go with this, but maybe in an interview someday I will be able to elaborate on my thoughts. But I had to get it out to you guys in real time. I love you. I'm not going back to sleep. I'm gonna pray and I'm gonna write, and thank you for your support. please continue to support and just to love someone who's different today.